As a first responder, your role is to gather basic information to establish the scene, suspect, and safety. Obtain a brief description of what occurred and where the crime was committed. Determine if the victim knows the suspect or can recall the description of the suspect. Determine if the victim knows the location of the suspect or how to contact the suspect. Was the victim unconscious or otherwise incapacitated? Determine whether or not a SANE examination would be appropriate and if the victim is willing to participate. Remember, it is okay to express sympathy towards the victim. During the course of the interview, we should be objective and non-judgmental. We should focus on documenting the information as presented to us. We should leave out personal opinion in regard to credibility. It is important to obtain initial information from the victim in order to move forward with the investigation. It is often an officer's natural response to seek direct questions pertaining to the who, what, when, where, and why of the incident. First responders should refrain from asking direct questions to obtain these answers. Rather, first responders should focus on open-ended questions. For example, a good question to begin with is, "I need you to tell me everything you can about what happened to you." Then stop and let the victim talk, and you listen. The best interviews are the ones where the victim does all the talking. If you feel like you are doing all the talking, it is time to take a step back and reevaluate your interviewing technique. If you need to clarify certain things in the victim's story, instead of asking, "Did this happen in your bedroom?" a more appropriate way to ask this question would be, "Tell me everything you remembered about where this happened." Or, "You said, tell me more about." If you want to know what happened next, ask the victim, "And then what happened?" While the victim is talking, it is helpful to show signs that you are paying attention. Nod your head. Say things like, "Uh-huh," or "Okay." First responding officers should understand a victim involved in a traumatic event may not respond clearly to a question, not provide information that the officer believes would be simple to answer, or at times minimize the event. This does not mean the victim is being deceitful and the statement should be discredited. For example, if the victim says, "I don't want him to get into trouble," this does not mean the rape was somewhat consensual. Rather, the victim may be trying to say that he or she is in fear of the suspect's reaction to the allegation.